everybody. Once again, welcome back to the Collegiate Esports Commissioners Cup. We're going to be talking a lot about the Microsoft Excel Collegiate Challenge, which will be happening right here on stage in just a bit. Now,
Students around the world are learning, competing, and discovering how exciting and powerful Excel can be. And today we are going to showcase that with 4 teams competing head-to-head. And to anyone out there who wants to try their hand at Excel Esports, sign up for the MECC online. It's free for students worldwide.
The first team, without a doubt, our farthest competitors from anything today, this entire weekend truly, is going to be Team University of Technology Sydney. Now, all right, there we go. Let's make some noise. So, I mean, first and foremost, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure it was a long journey to be here, and I wanted to ask, traveling so far is not easy. How are you guys feeling? Are you worried about jet lag? Are you worried about being tired? Or are you just ready to go?
Yeah, it was a rough flight, had to detour Dallas real quick, because rain issues, weather. But, we're feeling good now. We got a bunch of support back home. Shout out everyone watching back home in Australia. You guys are the best. And yeah, we're here to leave it out on the table and give it our best.
Are they? Knoxville, here we go. Second on my list. Here they come to join us. A round of applause for Knoxville. So, you guys are no strangers to winning, I have found out. You claim a title, you claim a victory in December. Coming into this, how are we feeling? Does it feel like it's going to be an easy thing to do again? Are there any nerves on the table?
No nerves, nothing's easy though, but I think we got it.
Yeah. There we are, the University of Arizona joining us here on the battlefield. So, I want to hear a little bit. It was made clear to me that you guys suffered a recent loss of only 20 points, which I have learned not that many when all things are kind of come down to it. So, did those 20 points really change anything for you guys in terms of how you plan on approaching things in the future to make sure that small of a differential doesn't catch you guys off guard again?
Yeah, it was a reminder that every point matters. It doesn't matter if you're guessing just to get those little bit. Every single point matters, and having that loss just by 20 points really cemented it in the U of A team.
Let's give a round of applause for Kentucky as they make an appearance here as well. So, guys, I learned that you recently won an event, a regional hosted by your rivals, University of Tennessee, Knoxville. So, do you think coming in, you have that win under your belt, you're against them once again, you know them, do you feel like this momentum's on your side?
Oh, absolutely. We're going to crush everyone here. Let's go!
So my friends John and Oz are going to be on the desk to cast you guys through.
Oz, you fired up for today's event?
I'm excited. I'm excited to be here on this big stage, bringing Excel mainstream to the Esports Arena, Arlington, Texas.
This is an exciting, challenging, multi-level case that we're going to witness these competitors solve in just 30 minutes. So it's going to be a lot of fun, really high pace. And right now we're going to take a look at this case with a short video.
We are glad to present you the case for the battle, Excel Shuffle, designed by Yo Z Shung from Australia. The case has 140 questions of 7 levels of difficulty and 5 bonus questions.
All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and count them down to kick things off, and I'm supposed to do it, but I want everybody in here to do it with me. Ready? I'm going to start from 5, and you guys are going to join me on 3. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Good luck, everybody.
Right, and here we see Peter from the University of Sydney taking a look at the square there. So you can see the square in that sheet that he's taking a look at to try and probably solve maybe some bonus points. It's hard to know what he's going to be looking at right here at the start.
And over on the right side, you can see the keyboard shortcuts that a person is using.
And a lot of times what these teams do, since they have 3 players, is they will kind of divide up this case amongst each level. So there's, we can see now that University of Arizona got 60 points on the board.
Let's look.
One thing we didn't mention, these bonus points are important at the start, but they are only available to the first 2 teams that score the bonus points. So
University of Arizona, they've got bonus question 4, and bonus question 1 and 2, University of Kentucky and Knoxville, so nobody else can get bonus point 1.
Bonus point 1 is out. We see Jack here from University of Arizona.
Let's see.
Taking a look at trying to figure out these arrows. So one of the complexities of this first level is there's these arrow symbols in the cells, as you can see here. He's trying to figure out now how to count all of those for one of the bonus questions.
Right. And one thing is, part of the strategy, part of working as a team is deciding who is going to enter the points.
Yeah, so a lot of teamwork, a lot of communication has to go into this. There's over 500 functions in Excel that our players could choose from, so there's a lot to learn here. He's just kind of guessing now, looks like, which is an interesting strategy. It's just kind of challenging level 1, so it might be a few minutes before we see a score on the board for level 1. But I think once that happens, points will be added pretty quickly.
Right. This is slow and painful, y'all. Usually we would have seen levels 1 or 2 done. Then who do we blame? We blame the case author, Yao Zi Zheng, who's hiding somewhere in Australia.
Yeah, brutal. But still a really interesting challenge here. And you're right, University of Kentucky is out to a strong lead now.
Tennessee Knoxville closing the gap with less than 19 minutes left.
Yeah.
Whoa, Sydney, please get on the board.
So if you're watching this thinking, I could do this or I want to participate, like we said at the beginning, go to MECC.college to sign up.
And Sydney's finally on the board. Okay, yeah, Kentucky, 351 points. Okay.
Right, so that's a good jump. To write these kinds of complex formulas with just a few years of experience, very impressive.
Right. Tennessee has cleared level 1.
Yeah.
And 5 and 6.
Yeah, there we go. So they're out front with 480 points. University of Kentucky's right behind them with 475. Sydney and Arizona are still figuring this one out.
The Kentucky team's coach said that if they finish first or second, the team will get a steak dinner.
Ooh, so now Sydney has jumped into third.
Kentucky is pulling out ahead.
It looks easier than it is.
Right.
But we are coming down to just over 5 minutes. So under 4 minutes, University of Kentucky still out to solid lead, but University of Arizona has come back. They now have 600 points, moved up into second. So 1 minute.
A minute left. 15 seconds left. Knoxville is the current world champion. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kentucky! University of Kentucky.
Congratulations. Well, that was awesome. It was a tough battle there for these competitors. A lot of manual entry, kind of manual work, which we're not used to seeing. I'm curious to know if they were probably planning, or if they were planning for that type of strategy versus writing formulas. Normally they'd be thinking about writing formulas.
Hey, you can touch it. So you actually just won that. That's yours now, actually. Yeah! Today. I would love to know a little bit more. How do you get into something like this? This is so specific. This is so niche. This is so exciting. What pulled you guys into it?
Colin, can you talk about that?
Yeah, so
let me come over here.
So we had 2 professors that, we saw them tabling in our class last January, and it just seemed interesting. I didn't have a whole lot of Excel experience, so I thought it was a great opportunity to develop my skills, and it ended up being way more fun. I never thought I'd be here by any means, but
And that it is. What's the key to staying calm? Because there's so many tasks that need completed. There's so much to be done in such little time. How do you guys keep your cool to make sure that you finish strong?
I think it's just how many reps you put in. I mean, we've done this so many times now. We've been in Las Vegas on a big stage like this before, and now you just know to take it easy and just let the nerves ride and trust in each other. And I trust in my teammates. I know the points that they're going to get, and we just trust the process.
Absolutely. What was it that gave you guys this win?
I think it's our ability to be flexible. We knew that the case was really difficult, and we knew that we wanted to just take a different approach to it that a lot of teams probably didn't take. So we knew that we were open to being different than other teams.
How do you choose how to approach, which steps to take, which ones might be easier, or which ones you really want to put more time into?
So yeah, there's a bunch of different types of cases. So when I go into it knowing that there's a bunch, I just know that I already practiced enough. I went through it. I looked at all the archived ones. So it's like I said, it really just matters that you put in the effort, you already did the practice, and you're here and ready to do the results. That's all that matters.
Absolutely. Well, gentlemen, lift that trophy high and be proud. Let's give another round of applause to our friends at the University of Kentucky for their victory here in the MECC.